Coming up right now on Newsbeat, Breast Cancer Awareness Month isn't just for women. We'll find out how one Vincennes mother is spreading the news about male breast cancer. The Vincennes City Council has approved next year's budget, and a library in southern Indiana is known for its supernatural presence. We'll explore the legends of Willard Library. We'll have those stories and more right now on Newsbeat. Thanks for joining us for Newsbeat. I'm Parker Green.
And I'm Indigo Loving. Vincennes' mother, Pat Buntrock, has made it her mission to spread awareness about breast cancer in men. Buntrock's son, beloved local firefighter Matt Bowman, was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2017. He died in September of 2021 after he was also diagnosed with lung cancer. Recently, Buntrock donated money from her son's estate for cancer research. She says he would have been happy with this because of his strong commitment to education.
When he was in the hospital, he was working on his bachelor's degree. He got his associate degree in 2015, and he was working on his bachelor's degree. He was on the last course, even had started studying and turned in a couple of assignments when he got sick. So when he was in ICU, the president of the university granted him his bachelor's degree.
Wow.
Yeah, I get kind of emotional about that.
The money from Bowmans' estate will be used for the Susan G. Komen Tissue Bank in Indianapolis. In November, the center will collect male breast tissue for research for the first time ever.
The 2023 spending plan for Vincennes has been approved by the City Council. In a unanimous vote last night, the Council approved second and final reading of the ordinance, approving the more than $17 million budget. The approved tax rate falls just under $3.60. The budget still needs to be approved by the state, and that tax rate could be adjusted to a lower rate. All city employees are also getting a $2,000 raise, with the exception of city council members who opted not to take the raise.
The Steen Township Fire Department says wind played a major role in a Monday house fire. First City News spoke with the Steen Township Fire Department's chief, Tim Smith. He says the state fire marshal's office has been called in to investigate the fire that destroyed a home in Wheatland. It happened on Monday afternoon. Since then, the fire department has responded to the area around 8 times. Smith says the windy conditions have been causing the fire to rekindle. The department's last run was Wednesday morning. Right now, authorities say there's no word on what caused the fire. Because of the amount of times it has been rekindled, it may be difficult for the state fire marshal's office to reach a conclusion. Knox County remains under a burn ban at this time because of windy and dry conditions.
A local humanitarian and well-known member of the Vincennes University community has been lavished with 2 prestigious awards. It's been announced that Gazella Summit is getting the Dr. Phillip Shelton Award from the Vincennes Kiwanis in cooperation with Good Samaritan Hospital. It's handed out each year to those who exemplify the actions and deeds of the late Dr. Shelton of Vincennes by working to improve residents' general well-being and happiness. Summit has also been presented the Walter A. Davis Service from the Vincennes University Alumni Association. Summit is being recognized for her 45-year career at Vincennes University. At VU, she was Director of Human Resources upon retirement. She has been involved in numerous charitable and leadership roles, including having served as a past commissioner of the Vincennes Housing Authority and has been a member of the Vincennes Education Foundation. Summit will officially receive the Shelton Award on November 6th at Good Samaritan Hospital, while the Davis Award ceremony and dinner is slated for November 12th at VU.
The United Way hosted their annual chili cook-off at Patrick Henry Square last Friday afternoon. The event boasted more than 20 different teams, all making their own special chili recipe. There was also live music along with food trucks. The event raised $8,000. The team that earned the prize for most funds raised was Ann Pratt and Looney Moore. Scott Utt and Ross Martin were runners-up for the day.
As we near the end of October and Halloween fast approaches, we offer you the final installment of Newsbeat's Haunted Legends series. Tonight, Vincennes University broadcasting student J.J. Brown travels to Evansville to introduce you to the Gray Lady said to inhabit the Willard Library.
Willard Library of Evansville, Indiana was established in the early 1880s. It was designed by an architect by the name of James W. Reed and built and paid for by Willard Carpenter. Sadly, Carpenter would never get to see his library built as he passed away in 1883. His fortune would be left to the library, which enraged his daughter Louise, who sued to gain access to the inheritance. She later died and is now rumored to haunt the Willard Library in the form of a specter known as the Gray Lady. The assistant to the library, Stacy Dodson, says she didn't believe the building was haunted, but has had encounters of her own.
When I first was hired, and I came in open-minded, I didn't necessarily think that this place was haunted, but I introduced myself, and I kept hearing sounds, and it could be the building. We live in a humid climate area, hot and cold. Majority of the wood and the tiles of this building are all original, so it's gonna squeak and sound like things are moving or whatever. So, didn't hear anything, and then I said very nicely, I don't like being scared. Don't be pulling out no chairs. Do not pull my hair, or not, tug on it, shouldn't pull, but don't touch my hair, don't touch me, and I don't want to see you. You can let me know you're here in other ways. And I was on my floor for a solid 45 minutes, and I had a patron come in, and she needed help finding something, and I directed her there, and the elevator dinged, and I was like, oh, okay. And the doors opened, and nobody came out. And I was like, oh, well, it's probably one of our patrons that, they have walkers or cane, and I didn't want the door to shut. So I rounded the corner to go ahead and stop the door, and there was nobody there. And what makes that particularly scary is that the call light on our elevator was lit, and that only lights up when you push the button.
In 1937, a janitor was in the basement when the Gray Lady appeared in front of him. This was the first recorded sighting of the Gray Lady, and there have been many more. She's often spotted wandering halls of the library with books in her arms, standing on the staircase, and she appears inside the elevator. She likes to play tricks on visitors, like turning faucets on and off, making lights flicker, and making books fall off shelves. Her presence is often preceded by an aroma of perfume, which Stacy describes in detail.
The Gray Lady hasn't been seen in many, many, many years, but usually encounters are cold, a lot of smell of like lilac or lavender perfume. In my experience, it smells like old lady antique perfume. I think it's called White Diamonds, but I mean, you know what I'm talking about with that old lady? Yeah, that's exactly like someone bathed in it.
There are a couple of other theories about the identity of the Gray Lady. Some believe she is a local woman who drowned, or a local patron who loves books and haunts the Willard Library. The ghost has become so popular that the library has set up ghost cameras online where people can see the hallways she wanders. That's all for this haunted legend. For VU Broadcasting, I'm JJ Brown.
Halloween festivities are getting underway in our local area. The downtown Halloween Bash in Vincennes will happen tomorrow evening. From 4 until 7 p.m., families can take part in trick-or-treating at businesses in the downtown area, as well as enjoy bouncy houses, food trucks, and games.
The second annual Witches on Bikes will take place Saturday in Vincennes. The bike ride, which features cyclists dressed up as witches, will take off at 2 p.m. from the Gregg Park Open Shelter House. Registration is $20. Proceeds from the bike ride will go towards the Vincennes Parks Department and the Good Samaritan Breast Care Center. Once the ride is completed back at Gregg Park, families can trick-or-treat with the witches.
And Saturday night will also feature the first City Fright Night at Adams Coliseum. The Rotary Young Leaders Club is hosting the Frightful Night from 6 until 11:30 p.m. Tickets are $30 per person, and you must be over 21 to attend. The evening will include a dinner by BBQ, a cash bar, and live music by the Alexia Caballero Group. Costumes are encouraged. Tickets can be purchased online through Eventbrite. Proceeds will benefit Backpacks of Love.
The Vincennes University Theater Program is hitting the stage this weekend for its last performance. She Kills Monsters follows the story of a young woman who gets to know her deceased sister through a game of Dungeons & Dragons. The production will take place tonight, Friday, and Saturday at 7 p.m. at the Red Skelton Performing Arts Center, as well as a Sunday matinee at 2 p.m. Tickets are free for VU students, faculty, and staff, and $12 for adults and $7 for seniors. A special note, the show is not suggested for children due to mature themes.
An annual car show has perfect weather last Saturday to draw a large crowd. The Vincennes University Automotive Club hosted its 31st annual car show. The parking lot was full of automobiles ranging from classic cars and trucks to souped-up hot rods and present-day modified custom cars. VU Automotive instructor Bill Butler says a popular feature at the event also allowed owners to test the limits of their motors.
During our dyno days, we're bringing cars in. People can do 3 runs for $60, and they're seeing how much horsepower and torque their engines and cars do. It draws a big crowd. It's definitely fun to watch, and whenever you're actually in there doing this, it brings a huge smile to your face.
Butler says 11 auto owners took advantage of the dyno runs, while 177 different automobiles were featured on the lot for spectators to admire. The event is a fundraiser for the Automotive Club, which has around 20 VU students as members. And that's all for this edition of Newsbeat. For everyone here at Vincennes University Broadcasting, I'm Parker Green.
And I'm Indigo Loving. A brand new Sports Buzz is coming right up. We'll see you again next week.